Have you ever come across an internet web resource that you have really liked or thought you'd want to use later? Maybe you sent yourself the link, wrote it on a post-it note, maybe even wanted to share it with someone else. There is another way to track and share resources that you would like to use for a project. Diigo. This tool will help you make web research more productive. Diigo is a social bookmarking website that allows you to save resources on the web and then share it with whoever you would like. If you are a teacher, you can share your resources with your students. So if I were to go to my groups, here I can show you I've shared an article with some students. If you are a teacher, you can share your resources with other teachers that are interested in the same thing, like I have done here. But the best part of Diigo is that it allows you to annotate articles and share these thoughts with others. To get started, you need to create a free account and be sure that the Diigo toolbar is installed. On Chrome, that means that you're looking for this blue D up here. I simply went to extensions and get more extensions. In Safari and some of the other browsers, you are looking for the DiigoLet extension. It's simple to set up and there's no download. It's a super bookmarklet that still allows the highlighting, the bookmarking, the sticky noting. You also go to Safari extensions, and it was very simple. Diigo has many features to help you bookmark content. You can use this as a tool to actively read and annotate online with the highlighting and note-taking tools. You can also organize your digital resources, archive favorite websites, and even share online resources and the annotations you made. So first, let's look how to save a bookmark. I have an article here about teaching strategies that I want to share with some colleagues. I'm going to select the Diigo icon from my toolbar, and a drop-down menu is going to appear. I obviously have several choices, but to start, I just want to save. Once I've selected that, you can decide if you want to keep this resource private or if you're going to let others see this resource. You can also save it to an outline, which is the organization tool, which we're going to get to in a second. You might add a description, which I recommend. And then you should also definitely add a tag. A tag is going to make sure that you are able to locate this article very easily next time. So this article is about collaboration and engagement. Now I can share it with my group, and I told you I just wanted to share it with my group of teachers that I'm working with this summer. So I'm going to select them, and then I'm going to save it. And so the other really great thing is that Diigo has now archived this web page. So if this web page was to have gone down at some point, I would still have access to it. So now let's look at how we can interact with the text. You can highlight important and noteworthy sections. I can highlight this section on creating community down here. So that's something that I'm working with my summer group. So I simply select the highlighting tool and I can highlight it. I can also change the color of the highlighter if I so wanted. And then I could also annotate on that section. I could comment, and so I might write something like, And I would save that. Now it's important to note that I have access to these annotations and highlights when I come back to the page, and also anyone I share my page with. But if anyone happened to stumble upon this Edutopia article, they would not have access from it. They also have, so if I was to go back to my Diigo page now, they also have a nice feature that allows us to outline. So first I can just go to my library, and that creates, here's that article that I was just talking about, and I just have a running list of all of my articles. I can also create outlines. So these are all of the different outlines. So they're really prompting us to try to stay organized. We can add sections. We can arrange our lists easily by dragging and dropping. So if I went to Ed Tech, for example, here I'm creating some different sections within my article. And there are a number of shortcuts available if you clicked on this question mark. So I can personalize my lists. I can also change I can get a shareable link from here if I wanted, and then I would be able to copy that whole outline, the link to that outline, and I would be able to share that link with somebody. I could also change my list view to a grid, and that also makes it much easier to share the lists that I've curated with different groups. The other important thing that would be interesting to note is that you can access this data from anywhere. So you can seamlessly switch from any device connected to the internet, a computer, an iPhone, or an Android. You can also do some offline browsing sometimes. So I hope that gives you a little bit of information and gets you started with Diigo. Thanks for stopping by.